We have to make a living somehow, otherwise we arrive and we die. The medal for most mysterious occupation. You decided last week that we should go some other realm on the Soul Atlas that we both favor, and we ended up on Morou. Remember, beautiful, lush scenery, a country of tradition and courage. I'm very happy that you decided to come on this journey with me, but there's something that we missed, something that we have to look into. If we arrive in Morou, we have to make a living somehow, otherwise we arrive and we die. But don't fret, I spent the last week looking through the library and talking to some people, narrowing it down to a list of the 5 very most promising crafts that we can learn, that we can be able to pay our way in Morou. You voted to join me last week, and so our story continues. This week, I need you to vote on which profession we should pursue. Listen closely, because your decision will affect the storyline. One night, Akash, the goddess of all evil and temptress of the soul, appeared to the Fellowship of Hells. Continue to defend humanity, and I will see your path paved with sharp rocks, she spoke deceitfully. Most welcome, the Hells responded. We shall learn to tread carefully. Akash gazed upon them with anger and divulged, dark clouds will gather above you, so your future will be uncertain. Magnificent, the Hells judged. We shall learn to be ready for all things destiny holds. In outrage, Akash screamed, I will cover the earth in deadly beasts, so cower in fear. Excellent, said the Hells. By conquering them, we shall learn true courage. And they went on and walked the dangerous roads and in the dark slew the beasts. And when they had thus become elevated souls, the dark faded from the world and the light of the ancestral star sky shone upon the free land they called Morou. This is the philosophy of the Hells, a group of warriors from Morou that came about in the Age of Resettlement. I had to look that up, that's 800 years ago, so pretty long ago. Their existence spawned a whole literary genre called Tales of Valor. They do not fight other humans, that is the code. Instead, they fight the beasts. Unfortunately, I couldn't find much on the beasts, but I will be doing some research. Maybe read some Tales of Valor. It is strange, though. My cousin, once removed, went to Morou to become a held, and we haven't heard from him ever since. I move, it's a great idea. Let's become helds. Here's a great occupation we could pick up. Airship captain. Of course, I would be the captain and you would be my right hand. Helmsman, you could steer the ship. Actually, I want to steer a ship. But I also want to be captain. We'll figure it out later. Think about it. We would see the entirety of Morou. The windy coast of Fellswater, the palace in the capital of Ilunat, or the Mist Vale mountain castles. Day in, day out, we would be free high above the world and its problems, going wherever our imagination takes us. Sure, we might die if we fly too low through a valley, or crash into a mountain, or get stuck in a lightning storm, fall off the edge of a ship, if a Aerium core disintegrates. But such are the risks of adventuring, am I right? Speaking of adventurous, we don't just need to transport personnel and cargo, we could also become admirals in a fleet, or smugglers with a heart of gold, or we could become pirate hunters and fly in our own Aeriumcraft. There's no place that we cannot reach, no destiny that will elude us. And you know what the best thing is? Free drinks at the ship bar. I rest my case. But how do Aeriumcraft work? We created a small collection of illustrations and lore to give you answers. I apologize for what is about to follow. Our writer got hit in the head during jiu-jitsu practice. You know who we could become next year? Royalty. That's right. Morou is one of the only kingdoms on the Atlas where the king is elected from amongst the people. Some of the royal houses will come your way and say, hey, your majesty, don't you want to become royal? I heard they're looking for good stories, Edenist faith, and a good bit of heroic misery in the backstory. So I thought, hey, we're from the dukedoms, misery included, why not me? I can already imagine it, being in the capital, talking to painters and philosophers, attending gallery debates, awarding some medals. Yeah, maybe they'll love me out of the gates. Maybe they don't. I think it could happen. They did elect a stonemason at one time. Granted, the Steinhanser assassinated him, but hey, that's politics. And I mean, you with dirt on your boots and poetry in your soul, I'm sure they would love you. They'd love that you got this kind of balance that aristocrats would pretend to understand. Or maybe I get elected and I'll marry you off to some minor noble who likes your poetry. All right, yes. No, but really, I think I could pull it off. Maybe not this year. Hey, why not? Why not this year? All right, let's look at some more realistic options. Groveyard keeping is quite a fascinating royal hobby, but it is also honest work. People respect those working at the groveyards. As sentries of the yard, we would be responsible for protecting the last and eternal resting place of the ancestors, their soul trees. With that would come a growing reputation. It's really as easy as making coin can get. All you have to do is guard a bunch of trees, which means it's going to be quite a bit bloody boring. Boring in the morning, boring in the midday, boring in the evening, boring at night. Oh my God, there's an umbral sucking the soul out of you. Yeah, that's a real reason why people get paid. It's because of the umbrals and the occasional drunk. Don't worry about it. You can write your poems and I'll fend off the umbrals because I know how it's done. You know, they come at you and you go with your spear and you go like this, bam, you take the sword. Sorry you had to see that. I think it's a fantastic opportunity, only a marginal risk of getting your soul eaten. So, easy coin. I saved my personal favorite for last, and with it, the medal for most mysterious occupation, the Radiant Mage. Apparently, Morou is quite famous for its Radiant Mage orders, but I couldn't find much details on them. The only information that was really easily available was information on how to get in, which is you have to somehow extract a soul from a soul tree. I don't know how it's done. I don't know, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. But they sure do exist, because remember this one time when we had one strange fellow come over and grow our neighbor's free fields? And there are lots of stories that describe similar instances. I found some here. A raging boar terrorized the Alsund village. An anonymous enchantress appeared and calmed it. Before anybody could react, she had disappeared. And there's another one. A shrouded man came to our village after a terrible accident in which my hand was paralyzed. He barely looked at me. Then a tingling spread through my fingers and sensation returned to my hands. Apparently there are 4 types of magic: healing, plant control, and animal manipulation. And the 4th one I couldn't find. Just imagine, we would be powerful, respected, doing good for the people, honoring the dead. And we would live far away in a castle, away from civilization, somewhere peaceful. In the end, we would be just as mysterious as them. We would be remembered, not by our names, but by our legends. What do you say? Should we fight the wild beasts for glory? Should we take an airship and go anywhere? Should we become kings? Should we kick some umbrals into the ground? Or maybe become part of a mysterious mage order and see what they're all about? You decide how this story continues. Go to the link in the video description, and this will lead you to the voting page. Vote now to make the story go your way. In other news, right now you can secure one of 6 seeds of our upcoming test play session of our new tabletop RPG game, Trials of Akash. We left you a link below in the description. First come, first serve. Let's go. Tomorrow to Morou. I read about it, and it's flying buildings, it's beautiful, temples. No, the whole city is flying. Think about it. The rents are gonna be sky high. Get it? No? Okay. You get my point. I think there are better places. Actually, I have done some research.